Every day it's a win. Since I was told that you don't want me, baby, you're just calling. You know I try to hold on to where there's no you.
What is up, Tube, and welcome back to another tutorial by Big Al's Barber channel. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, I encourage you guys to subscribe. We are here for you. To educate and motivate, guys. That's what we're here for, guys. For your benefit, to help you further your barbering career. Guys, what we're going to get started on this haircut, guys, is we're going to do a number 2 on the sides, 0 taper, comb over. We're going to keep it natural, just a nice light trim on top. So what I'm starting off with right here, as always, I'm starting off with my number 4 clip, and I'm using my Wahl 1919. And basically what I'm doing with that number 4 is I'm just going right up a parietal ridge around the edges, and just focusing on the around basically the parietal ridge where the sides connect to the top, just kind of taking down all the bulk. Me myself, because I'm a kind of a fast worker, I always do it this way. This is the way I like to do it. I start off with a number 4. I think a number 4 takes you down to a level playing field. When you get somebody with a lot of bulk, a lot of hair, and you know you're going to take them down to a number 2 or a 1, then I suggest you go with a number 4. Next time, try it. It helps a lot. As always, guys, you guys know the way I cut hair. I cut in sections. I cut in one side, next side. I'm going to do the right side, back side, and the left side. But right here, what I'm doing with the number 4 is I'm just going all the way around and just getting the whole haircut into a level playing field. That's what I call a level playing field. You kind of want to level things out before you go in there and start fading or even taking it down to a lower number. As always, guys, you guys know that I list all the tools that I use in my videos. So if you guys are interested in any of these tools that I mentioned, they're all listed in the description of the video. So right there, we're just getting done with the number 4. Just getting it all nice and even all the way around. A nice level playing field right here. Just so what I'm using now is I'm going to use my Oster octane, and I'm going to using a number 2 metal number 2, and I'm just going up, and I'm going to go up and just create another guideline, as you guys can see right there. So what I did first is I went with the number 4 to level everything out, and now I'm going with a number 2. So now we got a step there. That's a step that goes from a number 2 to a number 4. There's many ways you could blend that out, many ways, but for me the easiest way is clipper over comb. You know, that's the easiest, fastest way. You could do steps. You could go 3.5, 3, 2.5, and then down to 2. Doing steps, the same thing, but it just takes longer. So me myself, I like to do it with a clipper over comb. But first, we're using this, using the number 2, getting it all nice and even, as you guys can see, making sure that there's nothing sticking out. Guys, if you guys ain't using detachable blades, you know, you're slowing yourself down. As you guys see, look at how nice and clean that number 2 stays right there. So what I'm using right here is I'm using my GTX, Skeletorized GTX, and I'm just taking off the sideburn and creating a guideline from there. See, as you can see, so that this is how I do my tapers right here. I'll just take off the sideburn right there, and from there I'll fade it up. I fade it up into the 2, and that's a taper. First I went around the ear, and then I went around the nape area right there. Straight line, clean up everything below it, keep your canvas. I always say if you see hair on their chin or whatever, I have a bad habit of just taking those hairs, especially these young guys. If they have a whisker there, they don't need it. Take it off. That's what I think. So now that I took off the sideburn there, now I'm coming in and I'm gonna blend in from the number 2 to the number 4 right there. And I'm using what I'm using is I'm using my steel tooth comb. Excuse me. I'm using my steel tooth comb. If you guys don't know what a steel tooth comb is, there's a link in my description again, and it's a private company that makes these great combs right here, and they're just the perfect width. The thickness is just perfect. It's so easy. Makes it easier, I think. So right there, what I did is I just blended it out. So now that I'm done with the blending right there, I blended it into from the 2 to the number 4. So now I put my number 1 clip on, and I'm just gonna go with the lever open. I'm gonna go up and just blend it into the number 2, because remember the size is the number 2, so that's a 1.5. Then I lower my blade, close it, and I went with the number 1. Now I'm gonna take off my clip, lever open is a 1/2, and I'm gonna go up and create a guideline. You see that guideline? Now I'm gonna lower my lever 1/4 way and go up to the same spot. Then I'm gonna lower my lever 1/4 way more and only go halfway up until I erase the bottom line. Now all I have left is that little shadow right there. Now I'm gonna come in with my half clip, lever open, and I'm gonna fade that line out. As I go across, I'm just gonna lower my lever and lower my lever 1/4 way, and I'm just gonna continue raking that little shadow until it erases. Sometimes even doing like a little circular motion. Basically, guys, that's a taper right there. That's how easy a taper is, really. Right there, I'm going back with my number 1.5, and I'm kind of just fading out from, remember, because we went to the number 2 on the side, so I'm just kind of pushing up the taper a little higher so that it looks nice and clean. So now that we're done with the back, we're gonna move on to the other side right here. And again, I'm just, like always, like I tell you guys, I fade in sections. I did one side, now I'm gonna go to the back side, and then I'll go to the other side. But right there, I'm just blending it out, blending out the sides. Blending from the number 2 to the number 4 again. Clipper over comb using the steel tooth comb. These steel tooth combs are no joke, guys. If you're looking for that perfect clipper over comb, the steel tooth comb, that's the comb you want to get. I'm telling you, that's the go-to comb. Just the way it pulls up the hair, the way it holds it, the way it's not forgiving. You know, like you slide your blade across it, and it, to me, it sounds like it's a sword. It goes whoosh, whoosh. It's awesome. It really is a badass comb. So right there, you can see I'm kind of just going around the edges, and I'm just blending it out. I'm just kind of moving towards the side right there. Blend it off the back. And what I did, instead of tapering out the back, I just kind of moved over to the other side, since I was already halfway there. So I'm just going to finish clipper over combing all the way across. Remember, we went with the number 4 on the sides, and then we went with the number 2, metal number 2. So now we're just blending it out with clipper over comb. This is a pretty simple way of doing this taper, guys. You know, I think this is my own little concoction of how to do it. You know, there's many ways of tapering out. See right there, I left it a little dark, so I'm sure I'm gonna go back and clean that up a little bit. But I'm just taking off the sideburn again, going with a GTX scalotrized trimmer that I scalotrized myself. And if you guys are interested in getting scalotrizing your own trimmer, I did make a video last year that shows and explains how to do it. Super simple, guys. Ever since I got a scalotrized trimmer, I never gone back to one with a cap. I just don't like them. So right there, nice and straight. See how I made that nice and straight? That's what you want. Like I always tell my students and my apprentices that, you know, that back in the day, this was called a 2-line taper because of the 2 lines on each side, and then the back side was faded out. So right there, we're gonna work on that sideburn. I'm assuming right here. We're gonna start off with a number 1 lever open. That's a 1.5, and I'm just gonna go up until it blends out with a number 2, because we went with the number 2 right there. Pull the ear back and go right around the ear right there, so you can be nice and clean. You can almost see it blending out already. Then I lower my lever close, and I'm just gonna go right up to the middle. See that? Just blending it out. Now I'm gonna take off my clip, lever open. I'm gonna create a little guide right there. You're gonna see a little guide. I'm gonna lower my lever 1/4 way, and I'm gonna go back to the same line again. Now I'm gonna close it, and I'm just gonna rake up that bottom line. And all I have is that secondary shadow right there that I created with a 1/2. I'm gonna go right now, and I'm gonna grab my half clip, lever open, and I'm gonna blend it right off right there. Just raking it, kind of C-cut motion. I even sometimes do a little circular motion that, you know, when I see a little shadow that doesn't want to come up, I'll grab my machine and I'll do this little circular motion, and it always seems to work really good. So now that we're done with the two sides, now we're going to work on the back. So again, we're going with a number 2 right here, kind of just evening out our playing field, just kind of cleaning it up, because now we're gonna taper out the back, so we want to make sure it's nice and even back there. So now that we did that, we're gonna go with a number 1 and lever open, and we're gonna go up right up the sides. Remember, we went with the 2, so now it's a number 1.5. 1.5 blends into the number 2. As I go across, I'm gonna lower my lever, and I'm gonna just work from the bottom up, kind of just blending it up. You kind of see in the bottom right there, he has like 2 indentions already. So see what I'm going to do right there is I'm just going to make my straight line all the way across. Make my line, and then from there I'll fade it up. And that's going to be my taper. Remember, a taper is just a fade in 3 different spots. It's on the sideburns and the back. And those are the 2 lines I was telling you about right there. See, so that now we fade out that back line, and boom, we got our taper done. So we went with our 1, we're going to go with our 1. Now we have the lever closed, and we're just basically raking that bottom line. Raking it up, pushing it up, trying to lighten it up as much as possible. Once we lighten it up, we're going to take off our clip, lever open, and we're going to create a guide again. Kind of just going maybe about 1 inch up. And it almost blends right in. You see that? It's not even really a guide. It's kind of just, you can see a little secondary shadow right there, yeah. Lower my lever 1/4 way, and I'm going to go back up to the same spot again. Then I'm lowering my lever halfway, and I'm just breaking the bottom line, just pushing it up. Now it's all closed, and I'm just pushing the line up. And all I have is that secondary shadow right there that I'm going to use my half clip right now. My half clip again, and I'm just going to fade that line out. Push it through. Lever open, and as I glide it across, you see how I wig? It's a flick of the wrist, guys. You have to flick that wrist. Use it. It's like a C-cup motion. Flick it through. Lower my lever 1/4 way. Flick it through. Lower my lever another 1/4 way. Flick it some more, and kind of just mess with it, you know, and until you see it looking properly. Use your mirrors, like, you know. I always right here, you can't really tell what I'm doing, but I'm standing back and I'm looking into the mirror. Mirror never lies. That's the line that I'm talking about, the 2-line taper. You clean that line up nice and sharp at the end right there. After you do your taper, you make that line nice and sharp right there, and it makes it look nice and clean. This is kind of a medium-high taper, I would say. Medium-high. Nice and straight on that line. Clean everything below it. Of course, this is a taper, so a taper always gets cleaned up at the end with a razor, like I was telling you guys before. Tapers and regulars always get the straight razor at the end. Razor fades too if they request it that way. If they don't request it that way, then I normally don't do it that way. But on tapers, always finish them off. So right there, I'm just doing a little bit of detail work, just kind of cleaning it up, guys, making it look nice and tight before we move on to the top. The top is super simple because this young gentleman didn't really want too much off the top. It's kind of be of a light trim more than anything. So he combs it to the side right there, as you guys could tell. I'm kind of just combing in the direction that it lays, and I always saturate the top a lot when I'm cutting it, guys. That's just the way I cut, and I just feel it's easier to maintain the hair, easier to maneuver it to where you need it to go. So I always start on the side where the part is, as you're gonna tell right here. See, the part's gonna be right there, so I'm gonna start right in the corner where that part is. Right there. And I'm just gonna lift up, probably take off about 1 inch. Comb it back. Same thing. As I go farther back, I'm gonna take a little bit more than 1 inch, probably like 1.25 inches. And then as I get to the back, I'll probably take about 1.5 inches. I'll move on to my next section. I always cut in 4 sections on the top. The part being 1 section, so this is the 2nd section, and then the 3rd section will be the other side. See, I'm gonna push it back over, and then this is my 4th section. And I'm always lifting up the same amount of hair, and I'm actually, when I lift it up, I'm actually following the guy that I cut the time before that. He still has plenty of hair up there, probably at least 2 inches. Saturate the hair a little bit more. I just find it easier to saturate the hair, to cut with the, just to control the hair is just so much easier. Scissor work is it's just something that comes with time, guys. Even me myself, I don't consider myself a master with the scissors, and I'm good with the scissors, but I'm not a master with the scissors. There's a lot that needs to be learned still by me. There's certain cuts that I need to follow better. My parts need to be a little bit better, maybe. But I mean, I know more than the basics. I'm good with the shears. I'm just not great with the shears. I wish I was great with the shears, but it's just something that I haven't mastered yet. So it's gonna take a little bit of time. But I'm having fun in this business, guys. This is the greatest business ever. I love barbering. I'm sure you guys, probably some of you out there feel the same. And there's out there, if you guys are watching these videos and you guys don't love this business, you know what? Give it a chance. It'll grow on you. I didn't love it at first. It just kind of grew on me. So right there, guys, I'm just working on some clipper over comb. Just trying to blend it out so that not too much is sticking out right there, because you know that's where the part is. But he's not getting a hard part. We're keeping it natural, so you know we're just kind of blending it out. This is all part of the detail work. And again, guys, as always, you know, I show you guys my videos in real time. I don't really like speeding things up, so just to give you an idea of how long it really takes to do these haircuts, and you know, so that you guys could you know, get better at them. It's all a grind, guys. It's all reps. The more reps you do, the better you're gonna get at this. Believe me, nobody starts off badass. Nobody. And you just gotta put your time in, and you gotta, you know, trust the process. It's a process that we all been through. We're all gonna be the slow guys at first, and then easily you're gonna move into the chair, move into a better chair, move into a better position. And what you have to do is be prepared for when those opportunities come up for you, that you're gonna be there to take advantage of it. So do your reps. Don't deny nobody. Don't deny kids. Never turn a haircut away. Just keep grinding every day. This job is a grind, guys. It's a grind. See how I picked up that clip right there, and I'm using a clip to move over the hair because it's kind of falling over, but I don't want to cut that part that's hanging over because it's kind of part of his little flip. So what I do is always keep little clips handy so that you can move the hair around and position it in the position that you need. Those are just little tricks like that, guys. Little different tools that you need to have when you're cutting hair. See, now I can remove it and I see how the hair lays, because it's all about how the hair lays and how it's gonna look. You know, you can make a customer look great in your chair, but when they get home, they're not gonna have that same haircut if they don't know how to comb it or to style it and stuff like that. So they gotta have the right product. And so, you know, you as a barber, you have to know how to show your customer and teach them how to style their hair, and teach them what kind of products they need. You know, that way you can sell products, upsell the products that you're selling at your shop too. So right there, what I did is I sprayed some hair setter on him. And what the hair setter does is it helps dry the hair into a position that I need it to sit. So I'm just trying to get that nice little loop right there, nice little scoop on the front right there, and kind of just drying the hair, because I'm gonna apply some pomade on him. These types of haircuts, I normally like. I've evolved in my cutting, guys, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I never really used blow dryer for blow drying hair before, and in the last few years, I just, you know, it's just styling the hair is so important, and I maybe me being in this game for so long, I kind of neglected that, and now I'm starting to open my eyes up to different styles and different types of haircuts, and what we need to do it. And we just, you know, a lot of times is you just have to learn how to do it. Reps, you know, don't miss opportunities. So the next time that difficult haircut walks into your shop and you're sitting there and you're like, man, do I want to do that one? You gotta do it. Flat tops, everything. Do your homework. Do you know? Be vigilant when you see the senior barbers in your shop sitting around. You're not sitting around, but cutting hair, and you're sitting around. Go stand by them. Watch what they're doing. Try to learn from them. So what I'm using is some Tip Top pomade, hair setter set on it. As you can see, the hair kind of lifted it out, give it a little bit of volume. So now I apply some Tip Top pomade, just to give it that nice little look. This is a nice classic look right here, guys. The taper is a nice classic look, I think. The two-line taper. That's what they used to call it back in the day. It was a two-line taper. If you guys didn't know, now you know. And not because I was from that era, guys. That's before my time. My granddaddy taught me that. My grandpa's, he taught me about that. He used to always talk about certain types of haircuts and stuff like that. But at this point, guys, this cut is pretty much over. You can see it kind of just styling it out a little bit, lifting it up. Now that the pomade is in there and the hair's dry, it just kind of gives it that nice look and that nice lift. And as always, guys, cuts like this, I always finish them off with hot lather and a shave, because you know, guys, stuff like this is old school stuff. This is stuff that a lot of barber shops take for granted now. They don't try to do those last little luxury things, like just like this, pretty much just putting some lather on him and shaving him, and you know, make sure you send them out the right way. Those little things, those little extras, your clients are going to remember, and they're going to come back, especially like a young gentleman like this. Imagine this guy's a young kid, you know, probably 21 at the most. You know, eventually he's gonna have children, and of course he's probably gonna bring them to us. You know, and you're building relationships with your clients. So right here, just applying some lather, like I was explaining to you guys. Always end up these haircuts with a little bit of shave. Shave a sideburn and shave the neck. Make it look nice and clean. Give it that extra classic look and feel. Keep in mind that the feel is as important as the look, guys. You know, when a guy walks out of your chair, you want him to not only look good, but you want him to feel good. Because when you look good, you do feel good, and that's a true statement, guys. But guys, at this point, this haircut is done. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys are just watching and not subscribing, I encourage you guys to join the team and subscribe. I'm dropping content all the time, guys, all the time. Big Al's Barber Channel is here for you, so that you guys can further your barbering career. I vlog daily, and not daily, but I vlog at least 4 days a week. I'm dropping tutorials, product reviews. You know, we're grinding. We are grinding, guys, and I encourage you guys to subscribe to my channel, guys. My lady also just made a YouTube channel. It's called Lisa Marie, the Barber Life. The Barber Wife, I'm sorry. I encourage you guys to subscribe to her channel. I'm gonna make a lot of cameos. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys, and grind on.